لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله ما لنا رب سوى لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده، والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله سيد الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين. أحمدك ربي على كل قضائك وجميع قدرك، حمد الرضا بحكمك لليقين بحكمتك، وأصلي وأسلم على خير خلقك ونور عرشك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Respected viewers, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and ahlan wa sahlan, and welcome to our program. First of all, we ask Rabbul Izzah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah grant shifa to those who are ill at home or in a hospital. اللهم اشفهم وعافهم أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفيهم. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah grant speed recovery to all our brothers and sisters, and we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah make it easy for each and every Muslim on this earth, in this earth or in the qabr and akhirah, inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, once again we welcome you and we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah make it easy for us to pass the message of Islam to each and everyone. And on your behalf, I'd like to say shukran to our cameraman, sound engineer, and our editors, and all our friends who are helping us behind the camera. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we're talking about when Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala made for us something, it's called lawful and unlawful. And we believe that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, when He gave us that instruction and that command and order, He knows. And Allah is the creator, الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى. He is fully aware for what instruction He gave it to us and the command He gave it to us. Why I'm saying that today? Because many of us, we find the command of Allah is heavy. And many people, they find that the taklif or that instruction of Allah, that command of Allah, it doesn't suit him. We are saying now that is no such, because Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has mentioned in Quran al-Kareem that لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will never give in instruction without knowing that you can accommodate that instruction or that command, and you have that capacity to do it. And if you don't have this capacity, there is another alternative to do it according to the command of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, sometimes when we think about the order of Allah, or the command of Allah, we must remember that incident of Iblis before Adam alayhi salam come to this dunya, to this world. The problem that Iblis, the shaitan, was very intelligent, accepted by the angel and accepted by Allah, that he did fulfill the command of Allah. One command of Allah, which is sajda, only sajda, not like that command of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam to slaughter his son, just to make sajda. The intellectual power of Iblis could not help him to understand the seriousness of the command of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Now he started to put some justification or to put some excuse. Brothers and sisters in Islam, be wise and be realistic. Obey the command of Allah, because you did accept that agreement between you and Allah when you did mention La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. It means Quran, Sharia, and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why we don't want to make the same mistake of Iblis when we reject the command of Allah, or we take it as a heavy task on us, because when you reject the command of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala respond to that rejection or that objection of us by la'nah. Allah respond to the refusal of Iblis with something it's called la'nah, curse. And the seriousness of that curse that come from Allah. So you're already offending the headquarter, as the people say. You're already putting yourself with a problem on a high rank or high level with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Iblis received the command of the top command of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala from Allah himself, and then he rejected also, and he gave rejection to Allah himself. So it's called a direct command and a direct refusal between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and shaitan. That's why it's not the same to receive the la'na or the curse from Allah and that la'na from anbiya or a prophet or angels or the people, because now you're offending the Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, and then you receive that decision of Allah himself. We say that sometimes we disobey the constitution or the rules or the traffic rules, but when you disobey the king or the president directly on the scene, it's not the same. It's not the same of breaking the law. Brothers and sisters in Islam, think about salah. It's giving to me and you directly from Allah to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Think about anything belong to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took it very, very serious, that refusal of making sajda of Iblis. That Iblis refused to make sajda. Number one, Adam was not a normal creation of Allah. Allah said, "Khalaqtu biyaday." I created Adam directly, not by the word kun fayakun, by Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, and I blow from my soul on Adam alayhi salam. So from Allah to Adam alayhi salam. So we know that the speciality of Adam alayhi salam, the first creation of Allah, the father of Anbiya, the father of the creation of Allah. So we know that very special. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most high example that to, as I said now, you disobey the law is totally different than to disobey the legislator or the one who give you the law. To attack any property in the country is a crime, but the biggest crime when you attack the private property of the king. We have masajid, is a private property to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Directly it's called Baytullah. And we have Nabiyullah, we have Kitabullah, we have Shahrullah, we have Maharimillah. All that is belong to Allah directly. Building of human being, I mean the human body, it's a building of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and belong to Allah directly. That's why we not allow even that person who's consuming that body to abuse it. Allah will ask him, if you eat so much or if you try to harm yourself, you're not free to do whatever you want to do in your body. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the one who commits a suicide or the one who kill the others with no justification, for no reason, a valid reason, he's starting to gain the la'nat of Allah exactly like Iblis when he reject the command of Allah or refuse the command of Allah. The human body, as the hadith of Nabi Muhammad said, is a bunyanullah, is a construction of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Mal'oonun man hadama, curse from Allah to those who distract or demolish that building of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Even if the person himself, that he will get la'na, and Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala promised him that adhab on the day of Qiyamah. And we have something also, that Iblis, he forgot that he's not listening to the command of Allah and he's just targeting Adam. And he gave a funny excuse to Allah that why you did not make sajda. He said, because how can I make sajda or may I prostrate to the creation or something you created from the mud, and I am from the fire. You created me from fire and you created him from the dust or the soil. Allah is asking Iblis, why you did not listen to my command? Nothing to do with the, look at the Amir, look at the one who instruct the command to you. Your daddy asks you just to fetch a piece of paper day from day. Don't say it's a piece of paper small. Think about the dignity and honor of your father and the seriousness of the command of your father. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we must not make the same mistake of Iblis when he put himself in ongoing problem till the day of Qiyamah. And also, Iblis could not think about the solution or how to solve that problem when they seen not like Adam alayhi salam when he repented to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala when he ate from the tree. As we said, do not try to offend Allah tabarak wa ta'ala or disobey Allah in His direct command or His indirect command. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made some belonging to Him. He possessive. He got something in his kingdom belong to Him directly. As Allah is the most high example, we see here that the government they got so many sectors and so many property. But when we talk about the presidential palace or presidential office or vehicles or a property, they got the special care and the special rules. So anyone, for example, who hijack the car of the president, the media will come to him and he will get so much certain speciality on that crime. And why? Not because he's doing the crime, because of that one who done the crime against. As we said, when Allah curse the person, there's no creation can interfere between that anger of Allah and that person. So, أَنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي, on you my curse. So I cannot imagine which prophet, which angel can go and interfere on this case. That's why you say be careful to gain the la'nat of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala or the curse of Allah Himself directly to you. And we got so many hadith and so many incidents can prove to you that there are some action, you do it in your life and you gain the curse of Allah. There is a curse of angels, malaika, there is curse of anbiya, and we got curse of people or the creation of Allah. I don't want to repeat that program when we say the la'na and which action and which word can cause the la'na. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from any curse from Allah or someone else besides Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Short break, will continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who gave us that opportunity to be with you. And we say shukran to all our viewers. And I'd like to mention that we, on behalf of all our staff here on ITV, we congratulate those who are getting married, especially Muhammad Yassin, our viewers. And we say, may Allah tabarak wa ta'ala grant you a happy life. And we congratulate your mother, Sister Rabia Miyaz, and all our viewers, those who are always watching our program and watching ITV. And we ask Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them rizq, halal, tayyib, and grant them the means to have that happy life. And may Allah make it easy for all our sisters and sons, those who did not marry. May Allah make it easy for them. Brothers and sisters in Islam, once again we welcome you, and we say that why we are choosing the topic today, because many of us, maybe we are involved on some act lead us to the curse of Allah or the curse of the Anbiya or angels or the other creation of Allah. If you look at the ayat and verses which mention the curse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it in different category. But I'm warning you, I'm warning myself about that action which gain the curse of Allah Himself, because that is a serious thing in dunya and akhirah. We know that shaitan is rajim, rejected. Right. When you look at the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described that rejection of shaitan in Quran, you got something, it's called madhmuma. Madhmuma is opposite praised. Like if you want to say Muhammad, if you want to put another the opposite meaning of Muhammad, you can call it mudhammam. That's why the wife of Abu Lahab, they used to give that name to Nabi Muhammad. So he said, no, I'm not mudhammam, I'm a Muhammad. So madhmuma is the opposite of mamduh, or the one who been praised. We got another word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described Iblis with, it's called madhuma. Madhuma, rejected and chased away from the mercy of Allah because of one type of sin. Refused to make sajda to Adam, actually refused to obey the command of Allah. As we said before the break, Iblis took it very heavy, but Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam received the command of Allah not to make sajda to his son, to slaughter his son, and he went to do so. So look at the obedience of the command of Allah and the respect of the command of Allah. and the respect and the rejection of the command of Allah. Ibrahim alayhi salam received the command of Allah through Jibreel alayhi salam. But Iblis got it from Allah directly. So also that command is not the same. We got something also, it's called sab. What is sab? To insult someone. When we say insult, I don't know if I'm using the right word, just to find a faulty on him and you try to criticize. You divorce that lady because she got error, she got faulty. Or you sell the car because there is some problem, you can't solve it. You call it sab. That's why Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, وَلَا تَسُبُّ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Do not insult the other people's religion because they're going to insult the Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. That's why when the hadith said, Sibabul Muslim fusuq, Sibab, it means to find fault and to criticize the fault of the Muslim, it's a transgressor. And you got something, it's called ta'an. Ta'an, it means accusation. Accusation, you just insult someone, and that accusation or that word, uttering this word can lead to war. And we did see it in our life. And we're talking about the evil of the tongue. When the evil of the tongue, very easy evil, and also very serious evil, regarding to mislead the people. When you talk about the benefit of the tongue and the evil of the tongue, it's a long story. There is one man, his name is Karl Marx. There is one, he misled the half of the world, talking about godless and denying the existence of Allah. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, also one person, through his tongue, he brought back the half of the world to the oneness of Allah and the belief of Allah. So we have to be very careful of using our tongue. And then look at the other thing, when Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala direct the ummah that you must not criticize and you must not utter that any evil of the tongue, because it's going to cause a problem. Especially ulama, especially parents, especially those who talk to the public. We have to be very careful of using the words, because people are waiting for us to make mistake or waiting for us to mislead them, and they put it on us. Curse. It's a very serious issue in the religion of Islam. Look at the hadith of Nabi, hundreds of hadith of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam talking about la'na, curse of Allah or curse of Nabi himself, or the curse of the Anbiya and Malaika. Muslim does not use that word curse until it becomes necessary. When we talk about the necessity of this curse, if Allah curse it, so now I have to curse it, because Allah cursed some act. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, curse of Allah for those who do abnormal sexuality or sodomy. Now someone is going to say, why you curse? I say, I'm repeating what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. It's part of my belief that I disagree, and I have to follow my Prophet on that. And then curse of Allah for those who are breaking the promise of Allah. يَنْقُضُونَ عَهْدَ اللَّهِ. Those who break the promise of Allah. What is the promise of Allah? You accepted and you promise Allah that you become His slave and He's your Lord. So the promise is to obey that Lord. Now you don't obey, so you break the agreement and you pull yourself out from the agreement. That's why we say curse. And then curse of Allah for the one who kill and commit a murder. That murderer, or the one who kill and take the people's life, he's starting to cause a problem between him and Allah directly, because Allah is a creator. And Allah is the only one, the one who is alone responsible to take the soul of the people, not you, or to damage the building of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Curse of Allah for those who insult Allah and His Rasul by any way, by the symbols of Islam, by the rules of Islam, the Shariat of Islam. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I'm talking to the Muslim brothers and sisters who are watching. Do not make your religion as an issue of teasing and mocking and fun and making laugh. That is a very serious, I told you earlier in the program, that is a property of Allah directly. So when you mock the Islamic dress, when you mock the Quran al-Kareem, when you mock Ahlullah, the wali of Allah, or the sermons of Allah, you're already putting yourself on the top of kufr, or the top disobedience. And then Nabi Muhammad said, the curse of Allah upon those who disconnect themselves from the family ties. I know that we got some family members, they don't deserve our care and our concern, but Allah knows best. Allah knows why. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala emphasize in Quran and encourage us in Quran, and Nabi Muhammad encourage us in the Hadith that we have to keep that ties. With that problem, and we have to solve that problem. Charity begins at home. Allah knows best, and Allah knows the intention beyond that pressure which He gave it to us to be kind to our relatives for so many reasons. Another thing also, curse for the one who suppresses his knowledge. So we have to believe that that amount of knowledge we have, any type of knowledge of dunya or knowledge of akhirah, it's a grant from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And once we remember, the one who gave you that property can take it back. And Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has mentioned in Quran al-Kareem, وَكَذَلِكَ كُنْتُم مِّن قَبْلِ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. You were like them before, and that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to you. Brothers and sisters in Islam, let us share the beneficial information and knowledge about dunya and akhirah so that we can live in harmony, so that we can benefit and it doesn't cost you anything. The other thing also, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did mention in the hadith that curse of Allah for those who are spreading fitna. Fitna is temptation, trial, disunity amongst the ummah. And as we said in the other program, that is a very serious issue in our life, as we see nowadays, that political fitna, that the religious fitna, and that problem which we see in the Muslim world or out of the Muslim world, we're still suffering. And as I mentioned before the break, that one person can cause the fitna runs till the day of Qiyamah, as Abdullah bin Ubay, or as these philosophers, or those who set up that fitna on Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book. Brothers and sisters in Islam, as I said, curse of Allah for those who did cause the friction amongst the unity of the Ummah, because we have to live in harmony. Our main objective of this dunya, to live together and to find a way to exist with those who believe in our belief, or those who disagree with our belief, and under the umbrella of the creation of Allah, or the children of Adam. Brother and sister in Islam, if you look around yourself and you find that some dispute and some problem is because of one person, one word, or some misunderstanding. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala curse those who spread the fitna, and they will have the adhab in dunya and akhirah. Another thing also, we were talking about demolishing the building of Allah, or to breaking the building of Allah by killing people and murdering people. There are some spiritual killing when you try to break the dignity of the person or the honor of the person in front of his children, in front of community, when you speak bad about the person. Brothers and sisters in Islam, speaking bad or trying to gossip or try to break the reputation or the dignity of the person, it doesn't cost money, it doesn't give you any hard time, it gives you easy way. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we must hold our tongue, and we have to avoid that uttering the word which can cause the fitna in our community, especially those who accuse the others of adultery, or those who accuse the married people, or accuse the Muslim women. They call it Rabbi. وَالَّذِينَ يَرْمُونَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ. As I said, it's called a spiritual murdering, and also that person is committing the murder, and he's is causing the curse of Allah on him. Another thing also which we have to understand, that the fitna is not only by using the words, but you can do some action can cause confusion. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide each and every one to be the role model of the others, so that we can kill the fitna and unite ourselves to oneness of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, and to practice one religion and one belief of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Short break, will continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we thank you that you're watching our program and watching our channel ITV. On behalf of all my friends here behind the camera, we say shukran jazeelan. We ask Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, may Allah use us as a means of unity of the ummah, inshallah. Before the break, we were talking about some acts. I don't want to repeat the other program here on this program. And we did mention before, so many incidents, so many acts can take us to the curse of Allah. But the main one which I like to emphasize and stress on it today is the fitna. When we talk about the fitna, we got fitna tul mal, fitna of trial or temptation of money, fitna of the children, fitna of understanding the deen of Islam, or fitna for those who took the rules of Islam further, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want it to go further or to exaggerate on the rule. I mean, in the shortcut, wasatiyya, moderation. I want to ask you, are you in that problem of misunderstanding the concept of moderate or moderation? Are you a moderated person? Are you the one who's in the middle, or you are off, or you are too high? Brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah tabarak wa ta'ala did mention that وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Is a decision of Allah, is a will of Allah, is a taqdeer of Allah that we have to be moderate ummah. We are not angel, we are not shayateen, we are just children of Adam. Moderate, according to the geographical decision of Allah, Makkah is a moderate place and city, and Kaaba is a moderate part of the world. In our aqeedah, in our belief, in our faith also we are moderate. We understand the nature of jinn and malaika. We are moderate regarding dunya and akhirah, how to live on dunya and live on akhirah. And we are moderate on ibadah. We are not monks and nuns and that saint. And we are not shayateen. We work, we have children, we live, but under that moderation of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. So, moderate is a decision of Allah, is a will of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought it to us, and we have to stick with it and must remain till the day of Qiyamah, because there is not temporary moderation. We are one way, is a mahajjatul bayda laylaha kanahariha. It's a very plain and clear proof and evidence. The day and night look the same on it. Right. When we talk about this extremism, or those who think that when you become extremist, you are the good Muslim. I don't want to go on that one on details, because I'm not the right person to talk about that. I just want to tell you the way we understand it. When you find yourself in some issue needs to be extremism, or to have that some thought of hardness on it, we must believe that there are so many alternatives to avoid that type of confusion. There are some alternative for that difficult issue which you're unable to fix it. Moderation is the natural logic, feeling and system which Allah put it in this dunya. That is very, very realistic thing. The natural person or the obvious belief, it will go for it. And then Allah like it and Allah want us to live on it. The other thing also, when we teach what is the moderation in Islam, we will avoid the fitna, we'll avoid that what you call terrorism and some extremism and all this, if we give the correct copy of Deen al-Islam. Because many people, they become extremists because they misinterpret some rules or some verses, some words in the Quran al-Karim. Another thing also, if we teach the ummah, you will isolate those people who enjoy the extremism or that thought of that hardness on their practice. When we talk about moderation or moderate Islam, we're not talking about the neglecting the rules of Allah or to abuse the Sunnah to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, we're talking about that middle seat. Meaning of wasatiyya, it's called center. You don't keep your child, your baby there by the edge of the bed, he's going to fall. So if you want to make him safe, put it in the middle. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ. From amongst the people, that someone worship Allah on the edge, on the side. But to his side, Any small shaking on a fall there. So you're standing on the edge, the wind or any dizziness or any sickness can drop you out of that building or out of that stand which you are in. When we talk about moderation, it doesn't mean that you must compare between halal and haram. No, we can't moderate between halal and haram. We make 50-50, half halal, half haram. No. Or you cannot choose between good and bad and you put yourself in the middle. No. Like when we make istikhara. Many people misunderstand istikhara when you ask Allah to guide you. Istikhara is not between something you have to do it and something you're not allowed to do it. Must I make istikhara to drink alcohol or to drink water? Can we make istikhara like this? Can you make istikhara to marry that good girl or the bad girl? Can you make istikhara for that? Istikhara means between two good things. And you have two girls, are very good. Two of them are very good and you're confused, you need to choose. So you seek the best of them. So when you make istikhara and you marry this girl, is khair. And if Allah doesn't allow you to marry this one and you go for this one, also khair. Like one young man sent for me an email and said to me, Sheikh, I make istikhara but I want to push Allah to choose for me this. No, that is not istikhara, that is a request from Allah. This is a dua. Ya Allah, I want this lady. But you leave the choice for Allah. He will know, He knows, and He will choose for you. That's why you could accept the taqdeer. What's the meaning of taqdeer? You let Allah draw the map for you and put you on a road, and you walk on the road which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drew it for you. Another thing also, when we say about Imam al-Mahdi, why do you call him Mahdi? This word Mahdi, and I'm Arabic speaking and I'm very sure about that meaning. Mahdi, it means moderate. You think that Imam Mahdi come and going to make a very extreme act here. No, he just practiced Deen al-Islam. Deen al-Islam is moderate. Sunnatul Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is moderation. He won't bring extra and he won't deduct some rules of Islam. No. It's just practice Deen al-Islam. We are Ummatul Mahdiyya. We are the Ummah of moderation. And I don't know why the young boys and those people who misinterpret the word, it's called Sharia and Deen and Istiqamah. They think that the more you become extremist, the more you have Deen. And also some people think that if you drop the wasatiyya and moderation and you become very flexible by neglecting the rules of Allah or disrespect the Sunnah or not practicing the Sunnah, you think that you are moderate. No, you can't. You can choose that to take off your scarf as a type of moderation. No. Hijab is a farad, and when we say hijab is a farad, I'm not extremist. I'm just remind you about the agreement between you and Allah. When you follow this religion, it says that you have to put that scarf. So leaving the salah in a mosque is not moderation. Man must go to the mosque to revive the salah in the mosque, and you participate on this congregation salah. Another thing also, wasatiyat means justice. If really you want to implement wasatiyya or moderation, you must practice justice. Justice is international language. Yes, you don't need to talk. That Allah's name is justice. That's why when we talk about justice, you don't need to talk so much. You just do it. People will understand that you are fair. So wasatiyat means justice, to give those people who got their right, to give the right, and to punish those who deserve to be punished. And that is wasatiyah, that is a Deenul Hanif. That is the copy which Allah gave it to Adam till Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So do not allow shaitan to interfere on that word. It's called wasatiyah, and that's why we find our young boys and girls and some people who does not have a sufficient understanding of the word. It's called wasatiyah or moderate, and we run. I got some things here in front of me, that why these young boys or girls or Muslim go off sometimes. No, I'm not saying all of them, because alhamdulillah the majority of Ummatul Islam, Muslim nation, is wasatiyah, the majority. Number one, because they misinterpret the text from the Quran al-Karim. You just read the general meaning like this and you set up the fatwa or the rules of that. Because sometimes some words in Quran is just that meaning. Don't exaggerate and don't try to misinterpret the meaning and give the meaning more than what you deserve. It's like that. Aqim as-salah is that salah. You don't put it further. And then sometimes you exaggerate by thinking and using your mind. That is also very bad. As the ulama said, mind is like a transport. Take you to the king's office. But transport doesn't enter the king's office. You go. So the mind take me to the rules of Allah and let me enter the rules of Allah and obey that rules of Allah. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah save us from any type of fitna and any type of la'na, inshallah. Short break, we'll continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah reward you for watching our program, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the beneficial knowledge, and may Allah make it easy for us to practice what we are saying, and may Allah grant us the love of Deen al-Islam as it came to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with no changing, with no exaggeration. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah guide us to istiqamah. Wasatiyya is istiqamah. Moderation, it means steadfastness. Once you follow the wasatiyya, you are on the sirat al-mustaqim. We read in Surah Al-Fatiha, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us to straight path. Now when we talk about istiqamah, mustaqim, it means one line is not bending, is a straight line. Very easy to have istiqamah. It's not only for the pious people, that steadfastness and hidayah. Sirat al-mustaqim, it means you just go on the road, don't look right and left, just move and cross that bridge. So istiqamah, we think that the pious people only must get istiqamah. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala encouraging me and you in Surah Al-Fatih to read every day many times, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. So what is the istiqamah here? As the Sahaba and the Khulafa al-Rashideen and ulama describe it and give some definition of istiqamah. Before I go for that, istiqamah, it means you become clean, you have no error while you're practicing the deen of Islam. Is not, as I said, is not belong only to the pious people. You also can get the istiqamah. Because if you don't get istiqamah, you're out of the line. You're out of that bridge or that road. Sirat al-Mustaqim, it means Quran and Sunnah, Sharia and Sunnah, which is not difficult. It's set up for you, for the ordinary person to practice it. You don't need philosophy, you don't need top level of knowledge. That ibadah, the simplicity of ibadah is that istiqamah. Another thing also, you will never know istiqamah or steadfastness or that straight path without knowledge. So knowledge is the means to get that istiqamah. Now you become a prisoner of the thought of someone else. So when nowadays is a social media and internet, so the children are there and then they become a prisoner of the thought of one YouTube or one message or on Facebook. You have to give the children or ourselves a prevention from that viruses of media. We are here in 1 hour program and then you just watch something. For my children and my friends and my students, they come and say, see Sheikh, that lady disobeyed the mother, look at the picture there, is a lady half monkey, half animal like this. So when the people look at this one, they say, what Islam says about that? So we do not get our knowledge and information from TV or YouTube or internet. We have to sit and get the academic knowledge so that we can discuss this issue. For example, the issue of jinn. So many educated people, they fall on that problem, and very difficult to take them out after they already set up their mind regarding the jinn and ghost and unseen creation. So we need to teach the ummah and get the sufficient knowledge to be a judge, to choose the beneficial one and to reject the one who's not beneficial. Another thing also, istiqamah, we know it. Me and you, we know it. Yes, straight. We go to work according to the rules of the work. We are straight. We don't have a problem at work. We don't have a problem on the street and with neighbors. How everyone knows his rights and his rules. So istiqamah of dunya, we are very clever. But istiqamah for akhirah, we are not clever. You see, I'm not an alim. But when you go to the bank or you want to deal with money and business, you don't say, I'm not a businessman. You deal and you hold the money and you buy and sell. That's why we said you cannot be clever on certain side and you claim that you are unaware on that certain side. You have to make balance like that. And then when you make istiqamah with Allah, dunya will get istiqamah. But the problem that we are trying to make istiqamah on the world, the worldly things, and we don't get istiqamah, and then we lose the path. And then istiqamah means you judge yourself. You are the mufti yourself. If you're feeling, if your natural react doesn't accept, so that one is wrong. So you have to avoid it, even without someone telling you that. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala mentioned that the benefit of istiqamah, that inshallah you will gain Allah towards your side. Inna alladhina qalu rabbuna Allah. First you must admit that Allah is your Lord. Thumma istaqamu. Then istiqamah means you're practicing. Right? Malaika will come to tanazzal alayhum al-malaika. Malaika will come to them in their lifetime or in the time of death. And then Allah takhafu. Don't have fear. That is about the person is about to die, or those who got fear of this future. Allah takhafu, do not get scared. You know, when the person died, he got a little bit of hesitation about the new life in the grave. Wala tahzanu. And then don't stress, don't have a grieve and regret that you're leaving what is behind you, your family, your children. Wa abshiru bil jannah, glad tiding with the Jannah. Angels give them glad tidings before they buried. So they give them some peace and coolness and calmness, so that you must not have that terrible feeling in a time of death. That because of istiqamah. In الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ, you must be a Muslim first, and then ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا, then they go for the Siratul Mustaqim or steadfastness. Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, when they asked him about istiqamah, he said, Allah find you wherever He command you to do. That is istiqamah. And He don't get you where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid you not to do. So Allah will find you in a mosque, but He doesn't want to see you in a night club or in a haram place. So wherever Allah asks you to do, He will find you there. Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan, he said, istiqamah is ikhlas, sincerity. Sincerity, because without ikhlas, you do action with, intention. Sayyidina Umar, he was directing us that you have to do the command of Allah, avoid the haram, right? Many people nowadays, they find a way to access, to run away from haram to halal and try to play with the fatwa and the rukhsa and permission of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib, he said, no, you do all the command with love. You must enjoy that command of Allah. Don't take it as a burden, take it as a heavy thing. Sayyidina Al-Hasan radiallahu anhu said, no, do all the action as an obedience to Allah, which please Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes give us ibadats called sha'air. What is sha'air? The instruction to fulfill that command, the serious command, like farad, compulsory thing. And we got ibadatul manafi', that beneficial ibadat, which Allah doesn't count it as a command, you have to do it as a beautiful act. For example, Allah asks us to do the farad, and He encouraged us to do the sunnah and nafil. So when you do the nafil and sunnah, you make ibadat. Or you help the people, you be kind to the people. Another thing also, ulama said, love Allah before you fear Him. Love Allah, that is istiqamah. Lover must obey his beloved one. So if you claim that you love Allah, so love the road to take you to Allah. So if you love Allah, you must love salah, because this salah, you know, the lover, he enjoyed the street of his beloved one. Or maybe if you love your daughter and one daughter carry the same name, you love that girl. Or sometimes when you love the person, you love his home or his books or his handwriting. So now, if you claim that you love Allah, you must love the road which take you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The road It's called wasila. Is the salah, all the command of Allah is the road to gain the love of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith regarding the istiqamah, istaqimu wa lan tuhsu. Just have istiqamah and you'll never be able to count the benefit comes or the favor of Allah upon you. And we did see the person after Allah gave him hidayah, you see how much barakah he got in his life. And you say, oh, I waste so many years from my life. Barakah in his business, barakah in his health, barakah after death. Allahumma barik lana fil maut wa ma ba'da al maut. Oh Allah, place us on death and after death. What is after death? Jannah, hisaban yasira. Or after death you leave some good reputation, leave some ni'mah for your children, some knowledge behind you. So there is beneficial istiqamah even after you die. Another thing also, istiqamah, it means believe and practice. Istiqamah is to believe and practice. Without practicing, you won't achieve your goal. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those who believe and do good deeds. And also, istiqamah is not to avoid the command of Allah by using some excuses. Even if that excuse is given to you by the religious people or the scholars of Islam. They call it hunting some rukhsa. They call it rukhsa. What is rukhsa? You know that you're able to read salah without the chair. And if the mufti till you know you sit on the chair, you said, no, but I know myself. Today I can stand and I read salah without the chair. So many people think that playing with the rukhsa, that we call it the ijazat from the mufti, also it's a lack of istiqamah. Brother and sister in Islam, istaqimu wa lan tuhsu. Just stick with the deen of Allah and the shari'at of Allah and the sunnah of Rasulullah. You will get a lot of barakah and khair. We ask Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, may Allah grant us sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim, غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. شكرا جزيلا. Till we see you inshallah next time. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله ما لنا رب سواه لا إله